Alright. Alright, this is the beginning of Leviathan Extreme. He starts right there where you see him at. And circling in the middle, I look at that as the, I don't know, kind of like, I call it the nucleus of the fight. So, what I try to do, well, what you want to try to have the party do is the healer stay in the middle and all the DPS stay outside of that circle. Because the white mages or healers to get a debuff on them, where if you get too close to them, you will get paralyzed, and then they'd have to assume you or leech you. So for the fight, all the casters are going to DPS the head, and the melee DPS are going to DPS the tail. What you just saw was the first phase. He just does one slam, and the ads come. You burn the ads down. You want to start with the ad that's closest to the tail. Then you finish the ad on the main tank side. The main tank normally will grab the second ad. However, if the head was to spawn at the south part of the screen, then the off tank would just have to hold both the ads while they're DPS at the same time. So now the main focus here is dodging. So what I do is, if you see here at the bottom of the circle, like at the 6 o'clock position, right here is where I watch. I try to get 2/3 of the map in my screen, and then I turn the camera and beat him to his destination. I'm using the sound. He's gonna slam, and I use the sound to see where he was coming from. Everything's moving so fast, it's kind of hard to. Okay, now this phase, the second ad's gonna come. You have to burn his ad like very fast. He does these moves called Dread Wash and Dread something else. Put circles on the ground. So as a black mage, I start DPSing about 80%. I'm going to do lethargy. The reason why, it puts slow on him. It slows his casting time. The off tank is going to spam stun, shield bash. That's all he does. At 80%, he just spams shield bash. Shield bash is about 50% proc rate on him. Sometimes it doesn't proc and it just get resisted. That's why you want to put the lethargy. Sometimes he can get 2 off during the cast. That's why it's very important to have good DPS, so you DPS him down as fast as possible. So we're back to DPSing. He's about to go into another phase. On the phases, he does 2 dives and then a slam. So I keep the screen in front of me. He's right there. So I turn the camera around to where he's going. I get the 6 o'clock on the circle. I see where he's going. I beat him there. 6 o'clock again, and I listen. Alright, it's behind me, so I go forward. He's gonna slam. I don't even have to look at him. Right there. Now we got the spooms. 4 spooms. What you're gonna do to DPS is you want to get the ones that are on the back. Let the off tank DPS the ones up front. We're gonna get the ones in the back, DPS them down, and then when we're done with these, then we go up and finish whatever's left that the tank couldn't finish DPSing. So at this time, the tank, off tank, and the main tank are gonna get off Leviathan. They already have max heat. They're gonna DPS the spooms up front, so we don't have to worry about getting hit by the head or the tail because we're not even DPSing it. We're on the stream. So right now, this is where DPS is important. This party has good DPS, so it's gonna skip phases. So the main point before the first dive, you want to at least have 3 balls down. You got 3 balls down, you know you got very good DPS for this fight. I believe, if I remember correctly on this fight, it skipped phase. Oh, no, okay, it didn't. Okay, so we got 1 ball left. So I kept it in my screen. He's going to do a dive. I'm going to go back to 6 o'clock position to watch. Don't hear him. So he's going to do a dive. I got hit. I kind of lag because I'm using fraps right there. That never happens. But, and then you see he does the slam. I'm recording at like 60 frames a second. Everything on max. I mean, this new fraps was kind of iffy here ever since I did the update. It makes me lag at 60 frames. I never had that issue. But anyway, I'm up. Back to the DPS here. I'm thinking some other stuff. The main tank, basically he just sits there the whole time. He stays on the head. He normally does about 3 moves. The head, and then he does this dread kind move. Thanks for like 3K. And back to the dials again. Yeah, always after the orb phase, he'll just do 1 dive, and then he'll do the blood pack right there. So you just stay in the middle and you listen. If you see it, you run away. You don't, you say, I just heard it, so I run away. And he always does his splash when you see the text come up on the screen after the blood pack. We're back to DPS, and this is going to be a double ad phase. It's not instant into the phase, so you got to DPS him down. Also, what's going to happen, he's going to eventually, at this phase, after the first blood pack, he's going to pop up these blue balls, and it's the off tank's job to go grab them and kind of like hold them so that they don't go after anybody else until they just, disappear or whatever. Okay, this is the ad phase, so we go for the one at the tail first. As a major, I try to get behind it. Okay, just DPS it down. At the same time, while staying away from the mages, let them stay in the middle. Melee DPS basically have no choice at this time. They have to get in there. Go to the next one. DPS it down. DPS it down. Okay, that's done. Now we're back to DPSing. So you're going for the dives. You want to keep 2/3 of it in your view. I saw that down there, so I can just chill. I'm at 6 o'clock. I'm waiting. Heard it behind me. Get back at that 6 o'clock position. Listening. I see it, so I run away. Key is keeping 2/3 of that so you can see the size and the far end. That's the key, is being preemptive about it. Getting the arena in your camera before he does the next dive. That's how you can get just about 100% dive rate. Okay, this is the plume. Now this is, we got 3 LBs, so we're going to massive AoE. You see the circle that's lit up in the middle on the ground? You're going to use that as your marker for the LB3. Ignore the outer circle. As long as you match the middle, you will always hit 4 orbs. It's very sensitive to hitting the 4 orbs. Alright, the orb's about to pop. Okay, now I'm going to do the LB3. See the circle? I'm matching it in the middle right there. As long as you match that, you're going to hit all 4 orbs, no matter how the outside looks. So that's the key to summoner or black mages doing the LB3. Now, however, sometimes you will not have 3 bars. So in any case you do not have 3 bars as a caster doing the LB, you're going to be on the LB2. You want to make sure you hit the 2 orbs in the front only. Those are the ones that the tank are on, and then you just DPS the ones in the back. But fortunately, we had 3 bars, so I was able to knock it down. So at this part, here comes the wave spumes. That's when the off tank is going to have to grab them, hold them. You want to get hit on them. Okay, this is the dive spot. He does a lot of these circles. They give you weight. That's on the time at 6 o'clock. I'm watching. See, I heard it. I heard it on the left, so I don't know if it's going straight across or whatever. Okay, he's slamming. So you have to definitely use your ears and eyes on the dodging. What I do is I turn down the music while I'm fighting, and I just have the sound effects up. So that helps out a lot. From here, it's just we're just going to DPS it down, and then he's going to do another slam, 2 dives in a slam, and then the last ad is going to come. And it's very important to go all out on this last ad, because if he gets those dread tides off, it goes on the ground. And at this point in the fight, there's no railings. There's no railings, so you're just basically going to have that, what is that, hysteria or whatever, that has you running around crazy. You're just going to run off the battlefield. So you're going to do a dive, you just wait. If you see it, run away from it, you hear it. I'm sorry, if you see it, you run away, you hear it, go straight. So I heard it, I'm going straight. Now there's an ad. I'm going to blow all your cooldowns here. You're just going to go ham on it. Gonna pop a lethargy. Right about now to slow up his casting. Now it's like a make or break of the fight. That lethargy has to be on between 75 and 80%. Right there. Knocked out, nothing on the ground. And for this part, it's just easy. It's just DPSing. We're going to get another LB, the melee DPS. It's going to do the LB. And he does that, the AoE periodically. And also on the spumes, when we have the 4 spumes, every time you kill one, they do an AoE. So I'm keeping the camera. I saw it right there. I'm going to beat it to where it's going. Turn it around. 6 o'clock. Okay, he's coming this way. Get to the other side. Turn it around. Now he's going to do a dive. I got to listen. It's behind me. So I'm going straight. Most of this fight, like I said, this is getting real good with the camera. It just takes practice. After a while, you just become quicker and quicker, and it's like, gets to the point where it's like Titan. Where it was just so hard, you're like, oh my god, this is like child's play. But this is really it in a nutshell on Saturday. we're gonna go over the Titan fight. We'll just do it phase by phase, take our time, and take time with everybody on each one of their classes so they know their responsibility and so forth. So that's it. Try to get a quick little recording and hope you guys are able to learn from that. So I'll see you guys on Saturday.